phones, Babylons can't crack the code.
With the vast majority of the 2023 college football recruiting class being committed and signed to their new schools that they're heading to, the focus for college football recruiting is now on the 2024 recruiting class. And in today's video, I'm going to be making my first video pertaining to the 2024 class, as I'm going to be talking about 2024 recruits that you need to know about. Now, I'm not just going to be talking about the highest rated ones, the ones that are the number one rated players in their positions. I'm going to be talking about the 3 stars, 4 stars, and even a 5 stars, all the mix for you to know in this one video. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to cover all of them, all the highly rated players, or all the underrated players in this single video. So if you want to see a series pertaining to this topic, drop something down in the comment section below. And before I move on, remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's get into it. The first player that I'm going to be talking about in today's video is wide receiver from Bellevue West High School in Nebraska, Isaiah McMorris. According to the 24/7 Sports Composite rankings, McMorris ranks as a 3-star prospect, ranked as the number 482 player in the nation, and the number 67 player in his position. He holds a total of 10 offers as of the recording of this video, from schools such as Nebraska, Oklahoma, Penn State, Iowa, Kansas, and Kansas State, just to name a few. He is easily one of the most dynamic players in the Husker State, as in his junior campaign in 2022, in 11 games played, he recorded 90 receptions for 1,297 yards, averaging over 14 yards a reception, and had a total of 14 touchdowns through the air. Per game that he played in, he averaged nearly 118 yards. As a receiver, he has a knack for finding the end zone, making big plays downfield, creating open space with his routes, and ultimately having some great speed as well. He's a player that I believe is one of the more underrated receivers in his position and one of the more underrated players in the nation, as he's someone that has high productivity, and with another great season probably coming his way if he stays healthy during his senior campaign, we could see him climb the rankings a little bit during the year. Staying on the offensive side of the ball for this next player, I'm going to be taking a look at Duncanville running back Caden Durham. As a prospect in the recruiting class for class of 2024, he is rated as a 4-star, number 202nd player in the nation, and the number 15 running back in the class. He holds a total of 33 offers from schools such as Alabama, LSU, Oklahoma, Texas, Colorado, Florida, and Miami, just to name a few. He is coming off a monster junior campaign where he really showed he was one of the best running backs in the nation, as he rushed for 1,960 yards, had 36 total rushing touchdowns, and even 1 receiving touchdown. Out of all the players in this current recruiting class for 2024, Caden Durham has to be one of the fastest players in the nation, especially at the running back position. Recently, for track, he was clocked in at running a 10.49 100-meter dash, which is insane for anyone in high school. In general, it's insane because it's extremely fast. You have to be moving to run a 10.49 for a 100-meter dash. As it goes for his play on the field, Caden Durham is absolutely electric. He plays for one of the best high school programs in the nation in Duncanville, who goes against some of the best competition week in and week out playing Texas high school football, and Durham makes people pay with his speed, vision, and elusiveness every day of the week, and don't sleep on his breaking tackle ability or even him trucking people, as he's very good, and I believe he's one of the best running backs in the 24 class. He's ranked as the number 15 running back right now composite-wise, but as the year goes on during the offseason and even during his senior year, I definitely expect him to climb up the rankings. Flipping it over to the defensive side of the ball, the next prospect I'm going to be talking about is edge prospect out of Tulsa Noah Homeschool, Danny Okoye. As a prospect, Okoye ranks as a 4-star composite-wise, the number 141 player in the nation, the number 14 edge, and the number 1 player in the state of Oklahoma. He holds a total of 28 offers from programs such as Alabama, Arkansas, Colorado, Georgia, Miami, Michigan, Notre Dame, and Ohio State, just to name a few. When watching Danny Okoye's game, his highlight tape, and his film just overall, You can tell that he's going to be a very good player one day on the collegiate level if everything pans out the right way. And of course, you can say that about any prospect, but Denny Okoye has an extremely high ceiling. He has elite size, standing at 6'4", 241 pounds as an edge, and he has a frame that you can definitely add more weight to and make him look like even more of a monster than he already is. Of course, some do believe he's going to be more of a project developmental player just because of the competition he plays against for homeschool football compared to playing against some of the best competition in the nation as opposed to some other prospects. But as a raw player, he's very good, very talented, has a ferocious style of play, and he's coming off a junior campaign in which he had 43 total tackles, 16 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception, and a total of 2 offensive touchdowns. Going back to Duncanville High School, I'm going to be taking a look at yet again another edge prospect in the 24 class, this time being Colin Simmons. In the 2024 recruiting class, Simmons ranks as a 5-star, the number 1 edge prospect, and the number 4 player nationally, according to the 24/7 Sports Composite rankings. He also holds a total of 45 offers from schools such as Alabama, Auburn, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, OU, LSU, pretty much anywhere in the country. He does have 45 offers after all. Simmons had an absolutely crazy junior campaign. He had 79 total tackles, 33 tackles for loss, and 22.5 sacks. He was getting more than 1 sack in every game he played in on average. When you really sit down and take a deep dive on Colin Simmons' game, you can tell why he is a 5-star prospect and the number 1 rated player in his position. Of course, he has some good size at 6'3", 225 pounds according to his recruiting profile, but everything he does at a highly productive level. He's also extremely consistent, playing against some great competition, plays for one of the best teams in the nation with eyes all over them. And honestly, I feel like Colin Simmons, no matter where he goes to, is someone who has a very high potential to make a day 1 immediate impact for any college football team he's at. The final player that I'm going to be talking about in today's video is quarterback from the Woodlands, Mabry Matoyer. When you think of some of the top quarterbacks in the 24 class, you may think of players like Dylan Raiola, Julian Sayin, DJ Lagway, and Jaden Davis. However, a player you need to know about is Mabry Matoyer. Matoyer, according to the 24/7 Sports Composite rankings, ranks as a 4-star, the number 23 quarterback in the class, and the number 373rd player nationally. He holds a total of 24 offers from schools such as Wisconsin, Arizona State, Baylor, Arkansas, Colorado, and Kansas State, just to name a few, and he's currently committed to Wisconsin. In his junior campaign, Matoyer had a great season, as he threw for 2,621 yards, 32 touchdowns compared to 6 interceptions, while accounting for a total of 613 rushing yards and 9 touchdowns through the air. When taking a look at his size, Mabry has the prototypical size that everyone wants in a quarterback, standing in at 6'5", and he's currently 215 according to his recruiting profile. However, this is a player I feel like needs more praise around him as one of the better quarterbacks in the 24/7 class, as in both years of being a starting quarterback at the Woodlands High School, he has put up some very good production, putting up high levels of touchdowns, good rushing yard numbers along with good rushing amounts of touchdowns. He is also someone that does not turn the ball over a lot and is ultimately very smart with where he puts the ball. Of course, there's a lot of time from now and when the recruiting cycle ends, and I do believe he will move up some in the rankings, especially if he qualifies to be an Elite 11 Finals quarterback and shows out at all the quarterback events he has, plus his senior season at the Woodlands. Well guys, if you made it this far in today's video, drop something down in the comment section below if you want to see a part 2 of this video, and what players do you think I missed out on for part 1. And before you head out, remember to smash that like button, turn on those post notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. B. Kelly out.